Today we are going to be talking about Cholula. Hello everybody. Today we're going to be reviewing a hot sauce, Cholula. I got the little pack here, I'll explain in that in a minute. What we do here is we'll review different hot sauces, hot honeys, chili pastes, anything with maybe a tiny little bite. You know, like that. Some might have almost nothing, anything like that. But again, I'm after the flavor, not the heat. There's a place for heat, but once you get down to like the really super hots, there's not as much flavor. You'll get some maybe instantaneously in your tongue, but almost that fast, it's gone with heat. So, but there's a place for that. And some people truly like that. I'm just not one of them. And I thought this would be fun to do and notate. And next year sometime, probably next year, I'm guessing, maybe the year after, me and my wife are going to be retiring. We're going to travel the world. And I thought it'd be fun to try hot sauces from all over, especially when we get to Southeast Asia and have all those, you know, chili paste from all those places. And when I go to any place individual, that's not like a main one you get from the store, I'll geolocate it in the notes. So you can click on it if it's a restaurant or a store and that's their own or something like that. I'll do that. Got the little packet of Cholula here. I got this. I was bringing something, Florida. I was bringing some stuff up to South Dakota, some family members. And I stopped at a hotel and I was late afternoon. And I was just going to take a 5-6 hour nap and get up at 12, 1 o'clock and just take off and finish driving. And right when I stopped, I went to the hotel room. I walked up, put the stuff, and I looked out the window. Just on the other side of the parking lot was a Waffle House. I thought, oh, that's pretty good. So I went over and got an omelet, some bacon. And before I left, I said, get some hot sauce. So I was getting it in the room. She said, sure. So she threw about 15 or 20 of these in there. She hooked me up. So I got some of the Cholula here. So the Cholula here is, it's manufactured in Mexico. Chapala. I could be mispronouncing that. If I do, I forget that. It's been made there for about 100 years, over 100 years, probably 120, 130 years. Depends on who you ask and where I found. Sometime in the 80s, and Cholula is saying in the late 80s, it was exported to the U.S. But I really thought I saw it before that. I could be totally wrong there on that. I thought it was before that. So I think it's going to be one of those, depends on where you're at. Maybe Texas, New Mexico or something had a couple years before, but sometime in the 80s, but more specifically the late 80s, this came out. Peppers it's used as arbol and pepquin peppers are the two for this. That's why Cholula kind of has its own taste. They don't use the standard cayenne, red jalapenos and stuff like that. They use two unique ones. And if you taste it, you almost get a little, kind of a smoky taste like that. And I believe that's from the pepquin pepper. It's not not like you smoked it or anything, but that deep earthy like that. It's almost like it was fermented. This is not fermented. Couldn't see anything about age, so I don't even think it's aged. If it is, it's just aged a couple days or something, I'm guessing. It could be longer, but zero anything about it being aged, usually, which means it's not. But that tiny back tone of that smoky almost tastes like it's been aged for a little while or fermented, which is pretty good. It's in 2020 McCormick and Company, Spice Company. They have other stuff, bought them out and everything like that. But production is still in Mexico, and I'm sure that has to do with cost making it, and it's where the peppers grow that they make this. Scoville's 1 to 2,000, so this is a pretty mild one here. This one is pretty mild. This is another, I call it a gateway hot sauce. Like I said before, I grew up in North Dakota, not a hot sauce place. Went in the Army, started getting more. And I never tried this. I can still remember the first time I tried this. I got out of the Army, got married. About a year later, me and my wife moved to Texas. Went to IHOP and said, do you have any hot sauce? And they brought out the bottle with the wooden cap. I still remember that the first time, and I'm like, this is a pretty good, because it's got good flavor, which, like I said, I'm after the flavor, not necessarily the heat. It's got 1 to 2,000, pretty mild, so this could be a gateway hot sauce to get somebody started on hot sauce. But it'll have that least, you know, if you get over 1,000, it'll at least coat your mouth where you'll know there's a pepper. Might not be hot, but you'll know there's a pepper there. Not fermented, like I said. I couldn't see anything about aged or anything like that. So if it is, if you know and you've been to Mexico and you see this, let me know down below. But I don't think it's aged. I think it's just, you know, cooked and everything like there. And what do they say? Ingredients, water, you got the pepper, salt, some acid, some xanthan gum to thicken it up, spices, vinegar, garlic powder. So standard fare. But they do have that where it's a little thicker, like I was saying. Unique fact, Cholula comes from the city of Cholula in Mexico. It's the oldest continuously inhabited city in North America. And you know it by the signature wing cap. I'll go kind of high. You can see that's the bottle. I don't have the bottle, but you can see the picture. It's so iconic. They put that bottle on right here. So let's give this a try. Cut the corner off. Now, when I tried this, I used the same amount all the time. I use about a half a teaspoon when I use this. And so I get the same. Now, some of the really hot ones, I might use a little less. Let's give it a smell. You get a sweet, very on the back tone, smoky, almost anything. Nothing there. Mild vinegar, but I'm getting a sweet pepper smell like that. So it's been a while since I've had Cholula. I went on that trip, but before that, it's been a while. And even then, I was saying this. I forget how much I like it. Let's give it a try. First thing that grabs me is the vinegar and the unique pepper flavors, which I think Cholula, that's why Cholula has a cult following. And that is because of the peppers, I believe. It's a unique flavored hot sauce. You know, after about 5 seconds, got peppers in. It's not hot for me, you know, but it coats. It seemed to have the same Scoville rating as the original Louisiana, but this, I think, is a little more like that. Scale of, you know, 1 to 10 for my scale. 1 bell pepper, 10 being like the dragon, the 3, maybe 3 1/4, 3 1/2, somewhere right there. But you do get that little smoky on the back end. After you swallow and you breathe, you start to get a little more of the smoky. Not like smoked meat, but a very hint of that. But you're getting an earthy, sweet pepper. Really good. This would be good on a lot of stuff. Eggs, your standard fare. Like I said with the other thing, mix this in some melted butter, put it on popcorn. It'd be really good like that. That'd be very, very good to have right there. Really good on chicken, everything like that. You can almost treat it as ketchup in a way, like that if you like that. So I hope you guys liked the video. I appreciate everybody watching. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up if you liked it. If you want me to do any hot sauces, put them down below. Let me know. And I do appreciate that. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day.